Welcome back on in. It's time for Ancient map number 2 between Mindfreak and Grayhound in the IEM Chengdu Oceania closed qualifier. Grayhound won map 1 pretty comfortably, 13-5. Cleanest map we've seen on the stream all night. Now they move into their own map choice of Ancient, and they're going to try to complete the 2-0 against Mindfreak, which definitely looks like it's going to be on the cards tonight for Grayhound.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. Been a while since I watched a game of Ancient. Getting some good map diversity here in this qualifier, so I'm a happy man. Straight up into bingo is Grayhound. Going to set the pace early on. Tux gets first contact, sets up danger for success, but he only goes 1 for 1. Quick retake flood coming in for the CQ side though. Still trying to take duels with all of these T's. The B hops away there from liazz, keeps him alive, but Alistair goes down in the meanwhile, and now you see DPR's doing the same. Bit of a messy pistol round, all things considered, but Mindfreak able to pick it up after it was said and done.
And importantly, no bomb plant for Grayhound, which is going to make it harder to force buy, but it looks like they're going to do it anyway. I saw liazz just drop an AK. That was tossed over to Dexter and then over to Inns. So hero AK for Inns, and a bit of an investment around it for the rest of the Grayhound lads. See what they've got cooking up in the lab here.
Pretty limited in the util department. 3 smokes, 3 flashes. Just waiting out the initial wave of util here from Mindfreak, which you can see is lane control with a set pieces, a couple of pieces of utility to dominate mid and dominate lane all the way down the B ramp. But although they've gained themselves some map control, they have used almost all of their utility gaining that map control. And Grayhound not really interested in middle or lane. Instead, Vexite opts to respect that control, and Grayhound going to start to make their way out of this A extremity.
DPR shouldering that corner. Might need to be careful with Alistair on the other side. Ooh, with a scout. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Headshot is connected. Forleks will be smoked off. And it'll be Grayhound looking to make their way into the A bomb site. AK for Inns. Low HP, but he's still making good use of it. And that's going to get tossed over to Dexter, who also has head armor, and again, put to good use. So, as we've said previously, you can always get a lot done with a little, and 1 AK, alongside some good scouting from Alistair, has been enough to get the ground for Grayhound.
So, regardless of bomb plant or not, they still put together a force buy that finds a way to win. Kept things relatively simple as well, just didn't really engage with Mindfreak in the parts of the map where they were active, let them use a whole lot of utility gaining that map control, and then they just contact out the extremity and take some aim duels. Super simple stuff, but super effective in this case. Force buy in response here for Mindfreak. See how successful they're going to be with that. No util this round to really speak of. Bit of control over here on the A extremity between DPR and Super. Forleks probing middle for a dig kill. Cheeky little one tap if you can find it. Grayhound in the meanwhile just playing this one by the numbers. Smoke to window. Molotov into the little cubby there. Got a little bit of lane control and ramp control. Keeping an eye on the A extremity. Just a pretty slow pinned back default. Starting to make inroads in towards Cheetah and Cave now. Spotted out that player in Donut. And we'll see where they're going to end the round here.
Well, liazz gonna get out scot-free in mid. And now it's time to make our way toward B. A smoke for short and for long from Grayhound, and that's pretty much gonna lock Mindfreak out of the site. Grayhound should be able to get an easy plant down. And they'll leave Vexite up to his own devices, hiding around behind that smoke with the MP9 to see what he can do. They'd love to filter a few kills over to said MP9, but Mindfreak have other ideas. They recognize they're going to have to take another save anyway, so they might as well hold on to the deagles and the armor. And they'll give the round to Grayhound.
Just try and re-up in the next round, may as well. Didn't really find too many opportunities in this one to have any impact, so can't blame them in that regard. Not surprised to see Vexite seeing a lot of movement across the map here with the MP9. Looking to see if he can try to make some money. Not really a weapon he wants to hold on to anyway, and DPR, unaware that none of his teammates were covering him. They're not even swinging to trade until the last second there, so not ideal.
Nonetheless, scoreline 2-1. And Grayhound going about this one pretty well so far. Looks like they might want to contest mid a little bit here. The nades do manage to tickle DPR just a little bit, but no actual commitment from Grayhound in the end. Nades stack over toward long on B as well, but again, no one from Mindfreak over there to be affected. And so, for now, I think it's going to slow down a little bit. Grayhound are going to want to make use of all their utils, see if they can find a free kill onto Mindfreak, but in the end, that's the information that they were looking for. They've spotted out quite a few of the CTs. Now it's a case of reacting and as a result to push their way into A. And they've taken control of that bomb site. So the plan is starting to become clear for Grayhound. Next site will lose his life and an AK. But the round is still looking well in hand for Grayhound.
Deep smoke, trying to keep the CTs back into the middle. Even mollied off is danger, so the utility really posing some problems to Mindfreak as they try to even attempt any semblance of a retake. Pop flash in from Tux there, trying to send DPR in to take a favorable duel against Alistair, in still probing for danger inside the smoke here. It's really just extras for Grayhound for the most part. Although, to be fair, I feel like they've been playing this series pretty sensibly against Mindfreak. Not seeing anything too outlandish from Grayhound, and they definitely can get silly at times.
Terrorists win.
3-1. A couple of AKs in hand for Mindfreak though, so they won't be too disappointed out of that round, I guess. But this is where we really get to have a proper idea of how this game is going to end up playing out. If Mindfreak can show any kind of a resistance in this first gun round, then we might have something to talk about. Otherwise, it will seem that we're kind of just watching the exact kind of series that we would have expected, which is Grayhound in an upper bracket final against a team that won an upset in the earlier stages, who can't quite compete. Liazz with the 1-for-1. Still not too bad for Mindfreak. They can maintain that mid control. But A is certainly looking pretty open at the moment.
Site dropping a smoke behind him to isolate this duel onto Super, and now anticipating these CTs walking down ramp side. But unfortunately gets the timing wrong. Rock's going to punish him for that. 3-on-3 now. Liazz still waiting for that lane push. Able to punish it, and DPR found in donut between a rock and a hard place leaves danger. Lonesome 1-on-3 spotted out in middle as well, so Grayhound going to be able to set up a really favorable post plant.
Yep. Alistair's on the line now as well. Nowhere really for danger to go. Dexter's already hunting him, but who's hunting who at this point? Dexter's looked away. And so Danger will get that one pretty cheaply. Won't really help him win the round. There's still too much to do with the amount of time that's available. And all he really wants at this point is to get away with the gun. He's done a pretty good job of it so far, but Alistair stands in his way, and in the end it is a 4th for Grayhound. Fairly stable round, all things considered, even though it did go down to a 1-on-1 at the end.
What to do now for Mindfreak? Bunch of players sub 3k. Looks like a full buy, maybe a hero rifle on Forleks could be on the cards. But instead opts just for the dig. Maybe he can buy an AWP for DPR. Heading into round number 7. Grayhound feels like they're kind of cruising autopilot for the most part right now.
Pass the play from Grayhound. Do get past the 5-7 of Super pretty comfortably in the end. With that, you'd expect the round should be well in hand for Grayhound. They have the A site. Mindfreak not really being able to get past all of the util that's being tossed. And even if they were able to, they've only got pistols to work with, so... Bit of chip damage there onto liazz. Grayhound not too concerned about that, though, and Dexter, another good example of just how sharp he is. Those kills were from headshots. 5-1, Grayhound streaming through this one with ease.
Yeah, AWP comes out now for DPR. In fact, it's a double AWP between DPR and Tux. See if that can be a bit of a difference maker here for Mindfreak, who are having a pretty tough time on Ancient. Haven't seen them play too much Ancient, I don't think. Bit of mid contest from both teams. Util invested over towards B ramp. Alistair boosted up for the pick here as the progression util comes out for Mindfreak deep on ramp control, but they don't really have anyone who can take any space over there. Tux is on the cheater line. DPR is on the deep line towards A on that extremity. So 2 opportunities for Mindfreak to find a pick, and they have some pretty stable mid control, but you can see the pressure being applied by Alistair right now. Deep smoke up on the short side of B.
Still looking to take mid here, Grayhound. Not only that, trying to work their way into Cheetah, and Vexar to lose his life for that trouble. Dexter, though, on the hunt, is going to punish Tux for sticking around. There's a good flash in there, and Dexter knows he's toast, but he just hightails it out, and somehow Dexter, of all things, is going to be the one to walk away with the kill there. Danger just burning alive inside the Molotov, so...
I think against anyone else, Danger probably just W's straight through that and gets that kill, but too much respect being given there for sure.
Just madness. And Grayhound have A. They have CT spawn. And they're about to have Forleks as well, because Inns has spotted him out, so this is not going to end well for Mindfreak. liazz wants the knife. liazz wants the knife.
You're going to get the knife. liazz gets what liazz wants.
6-1, and it is only getting more one-sided.
Which is to be expected in this matchup. We love an underdog story more than most, especially being Australian. But this isn't one of those. Big B execute being thrown by 1 or 2 players here. Dexter contesting the smoke is made to regret that. Tux is going to put him down, but in the meanwhile, Grayhound spotting out multiple players over on B ramp side. They're going to take some mid control. Tux has found himself an AK. And the rotation timing over towards the A side of the map, and the flank on lane with the AK is actually looking pretty juicy here for Mindfreak.
Well, in the meanwhile, Grayhound's going to get the bomb plant down, and Alistair continues his good work for the day. 4-on-4 for the retake, and unfortunately for Mindfreak, they're kind of stuck behind a wall of utility. So Molotov outside of Temple, and they have another one to toss in that direction as well, which is going to cut off the retake again. Forleks doing some work with the Deagle, as he is usually wont to do, but it's come down to the 1v1, and Inns will not be liable to lose these kinds of rounds. There's really nothing that Danger can do about it. So good is Inns, 7-1. Grayhound with another.
Only the single AWP this time around, and Mindfreak's going to call attack timeout. Having a lot of issues putting together rounds that are not pistols. So far, they've won every pistol this series, which is insane to say because this has not been a close series.
Especially considering Grayhound actually looked quite good in the pistols against BNK earlier today. But alas, yeah, the pistols aren't going to win you. I mean,
this combined with the fact that B&K is doing pretty good against Rooster. Makes me feel like B&K is in good form.
Yeah, I think so. They seem to win map 1 and just into map 2. So not really too much to mention out of that second series on the B stream right now. But yeah, look, I think B&K are looking refreshingly good since the addition of Hats. Back to the matter at hand, it is a 1-for-1 out into mid. Yes, it's not shying away from those fights either, but there's always another CT, it seems, in this case. So while Grayhound have been able to walk out onto B, they've lost the fight well and truly in mid.
So cops a leg. Bombs dropped on the other side of the map. Tux actually runs straight over the top of it. Vexite finds a kick over here on the B side in the meanwhile, but he's cleaned up by Danger. And Tux from that awkward scuffle, awkward exchange over on the other side of the map. Comes out ahead. I believe he caught Alistair with knife in hand, and then knife turned to pulling out the AWP while probably trying to do some kind of backwards reverse B hop. Panic movement.
Well, nice to see Mindfreak get one more.
Yeah, picked up a second. Not bad.
Oh, I thought Tux right-clicked that nade, but he actually just dropped it. All good. Tux is a man on a mission at the moment. A solo mission into the B lane.
He's not been playing badly. He's been playing pretty fine against Grayhound, even though the team has not really been putting together very many rounds.
I think we've both been pretty happy with what we've seen from Tux since his return back to CS in this Mindfreak outfit and its various iterations. At least he individually seems to have always been where you'd want it to be.
Mm. 1-3-1 here for Grayhound. Keeping an eye on extremities. Now some progression to kill the over on donut side. Forleks, unchecked, all on his lonesome. Gets one and some change. This puts a lot of pressure on Super, though, anchoring the site. He hasn't found his way onto the board yet, but backed up now by Tux.
Flash is getting tossed in. Grayhound on their way, and they have just been decimated until Dexter arrives. Can't quite bang the second head off, and that is Mindfreak with a even more convincing looking round. 3-7. Scoreline starting to look better for Mindfreak.
Hey, whatever happened in that tuck timeout seems to have worked. Starting to put some more stuff together. Oh, force buy. I'm surprised about that from Grayhound. Down to Tech 9s and Khalil.
Well, they reckon they can still get it done. If they get a bomb plant down, they should be able to scrounge something together in the next round as well. Loss bonus is starting to build up. And it's going to be a huge set amount of util from Grayhound in onto that B bomb site. And the entry's not quite going the way they'd have liked them to. Tux even killed Danger to help them out. But that is actually the only kill favoring Grayhound in this round thus far. So it's on to liazz and Alistair to save the day. And liazz with that Tech 9, nice little swing. Gets himself one. Alistair another. That is the B site cleared out and weapons retrieved as well.
Okay, good timing for Forleks though. DPR pre-fired on that angle. Forleks through the smoke makes it a one-on-one. Knows exactly where Alistair was last position, but the Tech 9 is out again. Oh boy. No even second thought of a reload from Alistair, a reposition to take another duel with the rifle, just immediately whips out the Tech 9 and gets it done.
Yeah, he knew he had him in trouble. So he just wanted to press the advantage and it worked. Could end up being another 9-3 half here for Grayhound. That was the scoreline that they managed on Nuke. House smoke for Grayhound to start things off. There's going to be the customary util out for the CT side, but it hasn't really affected Inns all that much there, sitting in the corner. The contest into mid begins in earnest. Good swing from Tux, gets himself the kill onto Inns, and in the meanwhile, DPR doing a bit of work, so Grayhound have some salvaging to do. Alistair couldn't see a thing. Ends up giving up his life, and it looks like Mindfreak might just salvage a fourth at the end of the half. And that'll be that. Well done from Super in the end. 4 rounds for Mindfreak. Is it enough? We will find out in the second half. So it's time for the second half. Grayhound 8-4. Not quite as clean as what they were able to achieve on map 1, but still a pretty solid result. Felt like Mindfreak kind of started getting going in the back stages of that half. If we were still playing MR15, they might have had a reasonable first half, but here still doesn't quite look like they've got enough. Let's see how the pistol goes, and so far so good for Grayhound. Alistair for 2 ins, Vexite 1 apiece.
The first pistol of the series.
We'll get the bomb plant down at least. That'll give something to play with in the next round for Mindfreak. But yeah, that was a pretty nasty pistol.
Yeah. Bolt flash over the top and just all of the USPs connecting on bottom side and middle. Not really much else to be said about it. We'll see what Mindfreak, as you mentioned, can put together in this round, because they did grab themselves that bomb plant. So forced into round 2. Definitely on the cards here. P90 and armor coming on out. But he sold it, and I'm honestly pretty upset about it. Would have loved to see the P90 coming out for Inzet. Mindfreak looking like maybe a quick one towards B here. Waiting out the initial progression util down But look at this double push down mid into lane here. This is going to be an absolutely massive fight.
Yeah, Inns is, I think, licking his lips at the prospect of a few kills for that MP9, and he gets himself one. liazz, though, had two, and there's Vexite to make sure it's locked down for Grayhound. Instantly up to double digits. Grayhound running away with things, and Mindfreak don't really have an option but to take a save in this one, so should be 11.
Anti-eco on the cards now after the force goes awry. A couple of digs invested here for Mindfreak. See if they can take some guns away from the CT side or even give themselves an outside shot at causing an upset.
Flashes over the top, going to set liazz up for the swing onto Tux. And it is very much the same kind of situation as what we've seen so many times before. Grayhound just doing it quite methodically against a weaker team in the Oceanic region.
Couple dig shots connecting. Forleks has made his way up into window. He's going to scavenge himself an A1S as well. Super clinging to the bomb, bottom mid there. Doesn't want to die in an awkward position. Notice that if he gives time for Forleks to cook, as the kids say, that there could be something delicious on the cards here, Jordan.
Let him cook.
What's he cooking? I just had a Parma. Oh, yes! That's delicious. Oh, my God. Never mind. I mean...
Hey, you got to get excited about something, right?
Yeah. Hey, I got excited about what I had for dinner. I had a palmy and protein pasta and broccoli.
A palmy.
Yeah.
Protein pasta. Does that taste good or no?
It does. It tastes exactly like regular pasta with slightly more protein in it. Pasta already has like a fair bit of protein in it.
Is it a bit of a weird texture or?
No, it's not, it's actually not. Like I'm not even saying it like, oh, it's the same as real meat, you know? Like it actually tastes pretty close to regular pasta.
I just want milk that tastes like real milk.
Oh my God, Vexite. Just running down lane, doing Vexite things. Another kill from 24 in the clip. Oh, HE Nate to try to blow the smoke open, which actually ends up favoring Danger, but he just gets spared by liazz anyway. Oh dear.
Yep. It do be like that. But still, 3-on-2. This is not unsalvageable for Mindfreak, particularly if DPR can get away with something. Though Dexter walks up behind him and unceremoniously executes him. Which leaves Tux solo. And he is suspecting something from Dexter, but I'm not sure he was expecting a jack in the box. And that's 12-4. Series point.
Last chance for Mindfreak to put together something here. Dare say that this will be a bit of big game experience for them, bit of a learning experience for some of the players playing against the best team in the region. And just a bit of a stepping stone on their way through. Obviously, they're still in the upper bracket. We'll have to play yet another one of the top teams as they head for this mid-take. Super takes a lot of damage. It's a big mid contest. Vexite playing the pivot position and Dexter around the top mid smoke, causing a lot of problems here for the T side.
Vexite won't even have to worry about putting a smoke into that Molotov. It's not going to spread far enough, so he'll just finish off Tux instead. It ends up being 3-on-3 though. Super's looking for some trades in mid. But DPR gets his timing wrong, so all things considered, advantage Grayhound at this point, and liazz looks like he might just get it done with this timing if he continued to push into mid. Thinks better of it. Has heard that drop. Almost certainly. And he's happy enough with that information. It's a patience game from liazz. And I dare say it's going to pay off. even in the worst case where Mindfreak walk their way into B and get a bomb plant down, he's going to be a real thorn in their side with the retake position from lane.
Such a fast flank. They've been through cheetah or cave side. Mindfreak, I mean, the high percentage might have been to wrap CT here, but they just no longer have the time for that. Liazz walks over, clears mid, ins to take first contact here. Should get a freebie onto danger. That leaves only super.
25 HP as well, so that's not a whole lot to play with. Ins is going to smoke himself off. The nade might just get it done right here, and it will. Very nice toss from Ins. 13-4 for Grayhound, and they secure the dub in the upper bracket final of IEM Chengdu, which of course means that they will be going through to the grand final. Mindfreak getting knocked down into the lower bracket, have a bit longer of a run.